Nigerian Export Import Bank has said the level of intra-regional trade is stagnant at an annual growth rate of 10%. Well, this, the bank says, is largely attributed to the enormous transport and logistics challenges and non-tariff measures faced by many traders and shippers. CNBC's Africa's Umu Ibrahim discusses measures taken to address the impediments to low trade levels that has affected intra-regional trade in West and Central Africa. With Robert Oya, MD of Nigerian Bank.
Right now, the intra-African trade within the two sub-regions, that is West and Central Africa, is stagnated. Even though the private sector within the two regions are trading, they are not making any profit out of it because of the huge both tariff and non-tariff barriers. But let's look at the non-tariff barriers. And if we take it from the point of view of a development finance institution that is concerned with what are the economic benefits that will come into the region, what are the environmental impacts that will be created in terms of the number of jobs and all that, you will discover that why our people are making efforts to trade among themselves because of lack of trade infrastructure, especially moving their goods from their own markets to other markets. It's taking away all the margins, all the profits that they would have made. And I give an example. If I'm able to give you $1 million and you produce goods that are into 20 containers and you want to sell them outside Nigeria or outside Ghana, because the effective means that we have now of moving our goods is by road. And you know that a truck carries only one container. So we are saying that it will take you about 20 trips, or you need to put 20 trucks on the road at the same time, to be able to sell. And these roads are not easy. Multiple checkpoints, harassment from security agencies, all sorts of unofficial fees that you'll be paying. By the time you take your goods to the final destination, those margins, those profits that you had anticipated, would have gone. That's number one. Number two, because of all these associated costs, if another person is selling the same goods that you are selling to somebody in Ghana, that person will be able to make his own more competitive because the associated cost on your own, the movement and all that, would have made it very, very competitive for your would-be, buyer. So C-Link is important to address some of these challenges.
So now, how efficient will sea transportation provide a viable solution to meeting the transportation challenges that has hampered regional trade in Africa as a whole?
It will enhance trade immediately because the volume of what we are selling or the volume of trade within the West and Central Africa will increase. Like the example I've given you. If we have vessels that can carry 20 containers, that is better for us because it will increase the volume of trade flows. But if we have to be moving our goods by truck, it will be very piecemeal, and then the margins or the profit that we expect to make from these products will be leaked. It will evaporate by the time you take your goods to the final destination. So the only way, because on the high sea you don't have roadblocks, right? And nobody will tell you that the waters have not been.
I'm sorry to cut you in there. We don't have roadblocks, but then we also have another challenge of piracy.
We have issues of piracy.
Yeah.
You remember, or you can recall what the Vice President of ECOWAS said at the forum, that the head of governments are taking this issue very seriously. And a whole lot of initiatives, a whole lot of engagement, and very proactive steps are being taken to see how this issue of piracy can be addressed. You remember we mentioned very clearly that this is a public-private partnership. So, while from the private sector point of view, we're addressing our own challenges, The ones that concern the government, the various governments, because of the interest, because of the endorsement of this initiative, they are addressing them, because we know that yes, that